It's time for the Douglas Coleman Show. Mr. Smooth and Savvy is joined by guests from all walks of life, from the entertainment industry to authors to political and social commentators, the famous and not so famous, the controversial and the light and fluffy. We have it all. Now, here's Douglas Coleman.
Okay, please welcome to the Douglas Coleman Show, Michele Blood. Hi, Michele. How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm wonderful, Douglas. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Oh, thank you for coming. And looks like we've got a lot to talk about today, so I think we'll just kind of dive right in. It says that you're from Australia. Where are you now?
Oh, I live in America now, but
okay.
Yes, I am from Australia.
Okay.
G'day, mate.
And it said that you had a great career as a rock singer in Australia.
Yes, I did. Uh-huh.
And then you had a rather horrific car accident, it looks like, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll get to... It looks like that was sort of a turning point for your life, yeah?
Yeah, it was. It was actually a truck. We were in Brisbane doing a gig, my band, and we had to go to Sydney, which is about 14, 15 hours in a truck. And I was with the truck driver, and he fell asleep at the wheel. And as the passenger, he went into a telephone pole. All the musical equipment and everything went into me. So my body was completely smashed. And I was in the hospital for months and months and months and months. Many, many long operations. And it was in that hospital where my trajectory of the purpose of my life changed. And it wasn't that music came out of my life. I always kept that in, but I found out about affirmations, and I was attempting to do an affirmation to help heal my body, because something within me really believed that an affirmation, a positive statement that you say to yourself about yourself for something that you wish to happen. Now, back then, in the 80s, they didn't have scientific proof that affirmations and positive thinking actually did work to change your body, to change your life, to bring success or whatever it is into your life and release the negativity. But now neuroscientists have proven it. John Hopkins at Berkeley, they've made great studies into positive thinking and positive music. But back then, there wasn't any study. So that's how I started writing positive affirmation pop music, was to heal my own body, because the lyrics go into the left side of the brain, and the melody, the music, goes into the right side of the brain. So your doubting mind does not have a moment to squash the idea and spit it out. It goes straight into your subconscious mind 300 times faster than just saying an affirmation. So that's how that particular music career sort of changed direction.
Well, what is the difference between an affirmation and a prayer?
Well, a prayer is you connecting to your higher self, to the God of your understanding. And to me, true prayer is not begging. It is affirming and saying thank you. If you don't think you've got a beautiful life right now, thank you for my beautiful life. Your body needs healing. You say thank you for the healing of my body. You know, you are actually doing an affirmation if you do correct prayer, because you're asking for assistance. And you are speaking to your higher self. And it's really, I go into it in great detail in many of my books about prayer and affirmations, but they sort of, I believe they go hand in hand, because if you're begging, if you are doing a prayer where you're begging for something to happen and you're like, look, really, really, God, I'll give up pizza for a year if you give me this. So true prayer isn't like, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. It is affirming and giving thanks for something to happen with faith. And the reason I love affirmations combined with prayer, I'm glad you brought that up. Not many people would realize that. It's a great question. Is because if you're affirming something that you wish to have happen as if it's already happened, it really makes a difference to your attitude and releasing fears from your life. It's very, very powerful to combine them.
It was funny what you said about I'll give up this if I can get that. I mean, prayer is never, in my mind, a quid pro quo. It's always...
No.
I agree with you. I don't think that's really what it's all about. I think that what you said makes sense. But there is a parallel there between affirmations and prayer. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Yeah. I was brought up a Catholic, but it was unusual for me. I had Irish nuns, and I absolutely adored them. I went to Mass every morning. So I was definitely at a very young age on a spiritual path, but now it's gone deeply mystical, meditation, teaching that as well. I believe we must use everything we can. We've been given this amazing mind and an amazing heart that has the capacity to truly love. And when you can combine your, thinking positive thoughts with your mind and come from a place of love and not selfishness, I believe any kind of miracle can take place.
So after the accident, how long were you in, I suppose, rehabilitation before you got back to, you're completely healed? You have no remaining symptoms or anything from that accident?
Well, I've got a huge amount of steel plates and screws and bolts.
Oh,
because back then they didn't have the light titanium that they've got today.
Yeah.
So I've still got that. But the physical limitations that they told me I would 100% have, I don't have. And I know that's through all the musical affirmations and my willpower I've always had a strong willpower to be able to conquer things and create things in my life, which is the way I ran my band. I was the lead singer and one of the main songwriters, and I got us really good record labels and great gigs. And I, through my discipline of using my willpower to create something. So that's why when I first heard about affirmations when I was in the hospital bed, something in the marrow of my bones literally went, I know that's true. I've done that unconsciously my entire life. So that's why once I started doing it with the music affirmations, I made a decision to never again write any negative songs about not being, because one of my songs that was a hit was Mere Dust Without You. I mean, it's so negative. So some poor teenage girl's listening to that song and her boyfriend's broken up and she's feeling suicidal. And who's to blame for that? Michele. So I thought, no more of that. Just all, so even my rock songs that I kept writing, because I never gave up the rock part of me, I just made sure that all the lyrics were totally positive.
What do you think people are missing in terms of enlightenment? I think a lot of us are just going around sort of like, sheep or wind-up mice, just doing the same thing day in, day out, making no progress, not particularly happy. And, what are we missing?
Well, we're missing the fact that we have willpower, we have a mind that must be utilized. We're missing, people don't give themselves big enough challenges to improve their life, whether it's a physical challenge or to write a book if you've never written a book, to always be doing something new. If you're always doing something new that you haven't done before, you're stretching your mind, you're stretching your spirit. And most people are oscillating their vibration, and this is proven now. It's not just woo-woo Woodstock talk anymore. We have a vibration, and it is a speed of oscillation. And most people are just, they might get pumped up for a day if they go to a seminar, but it's like air conditioning. They come back to where their original vibration was. And what people have to do is raise that vibration. And the way you do that is through positive thinking, as I said, stretching yourself and, jumping over that terror barrier. Whatever it is that scares you, do it scared, and then you will grow. You'll grow in positive thinking. Think about others more than yourself. Don't worry about what other people think of you, because they're only thinking of themselves anyway. And
True.
Stretch yourself. Yeah. You must stretch yourself. You must do something every day that's to make someone else happy. Stop worrying about your own little world and get out there. And I don't care if it's sending a funny cat video to your friends. Do something every day that makes you happy, makes other people happy, and your life will change. And definitely I feel that a lot of people have slipped into something more comfortable like a coma. Like you said, they're not stretching themselves. They're getting too involved in the political world or going down the YouTube rabbit hole. They're not thinking for themselves. They're just, oh, yeah, I agree. They'd rather complain about other people than look within. And that's why I say to people, if you can begin meditation and really look inwards and think about what you can do to make your life better and other people's lives better. And one of the things that people can do immediately that makes a huge difference, Douglas, is clean up their environment. I mean their home. Clean out your wardrobe. Get rid of old stuff. Really, really become more zen in your environment. Because if your place is untidy, or even if it's just you've got those drawers, you know the drawers I'm talking about, girls and boys. Yeah. If you can start to clean them out, and the boot of your car, the trunk, clean everything out in your life, that makes a huge difference to your oscillation, because what you look at creates confusion in your mind or clarity in your mind.
Well, I'm a minimalist when it comes to things in the house. And I have a feeling it's because my mother was exactly the opposite. She never threw anything away. And the house was so cluttered, you could hardly move in the house. And you say, well, why don't we get rid of that? Yeah, I think she was borderline, So right. When I got my first place of my own, I got a sofa, a table, a bed, a TV, and that was it. I had nothing else because I just wanted the minimum amount of stuff. And I'd still like that. Maybe a few more pieces have been added, but generally speaking, I keep the clutter out, because you're right. It drives me insane to have all that stuff that just is sitting there collecting dust. Yeah,
and it's the same with people's wardrobe. I say if you haven't worn it in a year, throw it away. Unless it's like a ball gown or something that you can wear again, or a
tuxedo or something. Yeah, right. Something like that.
But otherwise, chuck it. 2 years maybe. But there are great. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're kind of running down on time real quick, and I wanted to get in one of your books here, and then we'll pivot over to the main one that I see here. But you've got one here called Be a Magnet to Money. Can you kind of quickly tell us what that one is about?
Well, it's not a book. That's actually...
it's not a book.
A song, an audio book and a song. No, we've got an app, Magnet to Money app, which has the Magnet to Money affirmation song, morning meditations and all that sort of stuff. I've just written a new book actually called Stop Thought, which has just been released, which covers all the different areas of enlightenment and meditation to assist people to have success and to quieten their minds. But I think the magic of affirmation power, which I'm giving away, and the songs for success that I'm giving away to your listeners today, I think that they are free for everybody, and I think they're really good for a beginner. And I don't mean a beginner. I'm not putting anyone down. I mean, if you're new to meditation or positive thinking, or if you just know you want to improve your life, I've got exercises and songs in there that just are absolutely powerful and very, very, very simple. And they just go to micheleblood.com/Douglas Coleman, and they'll receive all those things for free.
Oh, great. Okay. The one I've got here that looks like the main one, it says the world's first manifestation video book, Manifestations Through the Power of Mysticism.
Oh, yeah, I love that product. We just did that this year. People think in pictures, and so that's why everyone says get a visual board of the things that you want to create. So I wrote this book called Manifestation Through the Power of Mysticism, and lots of different topics on many, many topics on different, not just about mysticism, but about what it really is and what manifestation really is and how to create it. And then what we did was we made a video with my audio of each chapter. So you're looking at these beautiful visuals of what I'm talking about. So if I'm talking about whatever it is, and then it's a music video at the end of each chapter as well, one of the affirmation songs that goes with it. And no one's ever done that before. So it's something that people are just absolutely loving. And some of my friends who are best-selling authors have just said they're going to copy me from now on and not just do an audio book anymore, but do a video book to go with it, because it makes it so that your doubting mind doesn't have a chance to reject it. People like to watch a video, and they get the whole book that way.
So it's an audio book with pictures that accompany it?
Yeah, with videos.
Oh, with videos. Oh, I see. Okay. Are all of them this way? Because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7 on here on your one sheet. 7 different ones.
I've got about 20 different books, but this is the first time I've done a video book. I didn't even know about how to. It just came to me when I finished writing it at the beginning of the year to make it into a video book. So I just realised it would be so awesome with all the different, when I'm talking about something and the visuals come up for it. I'm doing one for kids soon too, called Self-Esteem for Kids, making it into a video book to go along with all the positive songs for the kids.
Oh, great. We've got just about a minute, and I wanted to ask you about, you do like in-person seminars or presentations or something like that?
Yeah, I do them all the time. Yeah, non-stop, pretty much. I travel, and when I'm not traveling, if I don't travel to do a live event, I'll do one in San Diego, or I just did one in Santa Monica, or I'll do Zooms. I'll do Zoom events. So I've got people that come from all over the world to the Zoom events. I've got a big studio, huge screen in front of me so I can see everybody, and people get to meet people from all over the world and mastermind together. And I do a lot of them for free so that people can just come on and experience what it's like and see what they can do to uplift their lives.
Do you take clients like one-on-one?
Yeah, I've got something called the Mystical Experience, and people can pay to have a one-on-one Zoom with me where I'll go over what their intentions are and what it is that they want to create.
Well, I think on that, we're going to have to wind this down. Now, you said that micheleblood.com/Douglas Coleman is where listeners can get free gifts. Thank you very much for doing that. That was very nice. And do you have another website that you want to give out, or should we just give that one?
Just give that one. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, thank you for coming on. I know we just barely brushed the surface of this, but I think we gave people a good overview of what you're doing, and best of luck to you. Thank you so much, Douglas. And I just think you asked such great questions. No one's asked me about prayer and affirmations before, so I think you're fabulous. Well, thank you for that. It just sort of made sense, I saw sort of a parallel there between that. But anyways, we could have opened up Pandora's box with religion. Anytime you open up a conversation about spirituality, it could go on for days. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. I was on one the other day. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. It doesn't matter. Not important. Okay. No, the man interviewing me, it was going into 2 hours, and I said, I've got another interview. And he said, cancel it. He just wanted to keep talking, and I was like, no, I've got to go now. It's very easy to do, and I try to keep the interviews short because, unfortunately, when we talked about the wind-up mice, people's attention spans are very short and limited online, and if you do a 2-hour show, it's going to be rare that you get somebody who's going to watch it for the 2 hours. Oh, gosh, yeah. But exactly. 15 minutes seems to be the sweet spot on YouTube. It is a sweet spot. Yeah, so we try to keep it around that. Anyways, thank you again. It was lovely talking to you, and wish you the best. You too, Douglas. Thank you so much.